Oh man, there's a lot of traffic today at the park, but the goal is for today is how to do crow pose, and hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm trying a new mic setup, and yeah, I think we'll start with we'll do some stretching first. You can skip to the part where I start doing crow pose, but I just like doing a whole body stretch first. I'm gonna do legs and probably lower body first, and then I'll go to upper body. So right now I'm just doing some 90-90s. You just wanna basically put your knees perpendicular to each other in the same direction. And if you wanna really feel the stretch, you can just do a little like hip thrust and drive your knees into the ground. It'll feel a lot better. The other way. Hopefully the music isn't copyrighted, because I don't want it to be a copyright strike. Shit. I'm just gonna go back and forth. You can use your hands to assist you. This is good for your hip mobility. That's the goal of it. Next we'll do the butterfly pose, and we'll just stretch out our inner thighs and hamstrings. If you want to make it a deeper stretch, you could lean forward some more. Keep your back straight, that's the goal. Next, we're going to go into a deep squat and just use our hands to push our thighs outwards. You can also rock back and forth just to get that depth. You can rock in all directions, honestly, if you have the mobility. I like to rock back and forth like this too. Just really just stretch out the thighs. Let's get up. We'll do a upper body stretch now. Just want to lengthen your arms behind your back and just chill. Just feel the deep stretch. We'll cross our arms over. Damn, hopefully this airplane isn't too loud. It's obnoxiously loud for here, so you guys will probably hear it. I'm going to do an overhead stretch, and you really want to reach on this one. Like, think about stretching your arms towards the sky. You can also lean back as much as you can. Ideally, it should feel good. Oh no, my mat. Alright, let me fix this. There we go. Now, we're going to do some arm circles. We really want to warm up the shoulders today, because that's basically what we're going to be using for crow pose. That and abs, I would say. Yeah. I also like doing overhead circles. I feel like it adds a lot more mobility. I'm hoping the video isn't cut off, or cutting off my hands. That would be funny. Okay. I just want to reach for toes as deep as you can. If you can touch the floor, that's great. I just have really sore hamstrings, and I always need to stretch them. Go into a deep squat. There we go. So the reason why I like doing full body stretches is because it, I guess, warms up my entire body instead of just like whatever working set or muscles that I'm doing the day. I just like my whole body to feel loose and stretched out, basically. Pause. You guys probably don't care. We'll do some sissy squats, some regular squats. Okay. Alright, and then let's do some shoulder pulses in downward dog. So what that's going to look like is you're going to be on all fours, and then you just want to drop your upper body while keeping your elbows locked. So that way your shoulders are basically being pushed back. And then you just want to push off the ground as much as you can, like as hard as you can. You also rock back and forth, but this is like a really good warm up to all of this. Whew. I also like to do finger pulses. I'm not sure if you guys can even see this, but I'll probably take a video of it later. And basically you're just folding your fingers back against the floor. It's nice. I'll probably post a wrist warm up for all my calisthenic stuff and even yoga stuff. Okay. I feel like that's a nice warm up. My body feels nice and loose. So you could either do this on parallettes or you could do this with just your hands. I'm gonna do parallettes because I just like parallettes. There's a little party going on here in the park. There's like little kids playing. It's nice. I'm glad I came to the park today to work out and stretch and record a video. Oh, my back. Wild. Okay. A crow pose. Before crow pose, I'm gonna show you how to do frog pose really quickly. It's very similar, but it is just like an easier version of crow pose. So what makes it frog pose is, I'm gonna use parallettes today, by the way. They're just a lot cleaner for this ground, I would say. So for crow pose, or well, frog pose, you wanna have your inner thighs like right on your elbows. And you just want to be squeezing with your inner thighs while also pushing out with your elbows, so that way like you're flexing your entire body. And also you want to squeeze your abs as hard as possible. So this is the starting position for it. And then to actually get into it, you want to raise your hips, and then you want to slowly lean forward until you find that sweet balance spot, and then you can just lift yourself off the ground. I'll show you what it looks like from the side too. Oh, those are always fun. Okay, so from the side, what that looks like is you put your inner thighs on your elbows, you grip the parallettes as hard as you can, you go up and you start leaning forward, and then you can just lift your toes off. It's pretty cool. And once you can do this and practice this for about 15 minutes, or not 15 minutes, 15 seconds, you're more than likely to move on to crow pose. Some tips for frog pose, just to get your balance in. There's two ways to really do it. You could do it from strength or from balance, I would say. So the strength one, you want to pay attention to the forearms, because basically the balance point is treating it like a seesaw. And if you can get your forearm to be perfect, if you can get your forearm to be perfectly perpendicular with the floor, then it's really just a seesaw motion of you just raising your head and lowering your body, versus the strength way, which is at an angle and you're using your triceps a lot more. So let me show you what that looks like. So this is strength focused versus this. When I'm more lean forward, this is more balanced. So if you can You can do either way. It's totally your preference, but I prefer the balanced way. So once you have that down, crow pose is very much the same thing, except the only difference is instead of your inner thigh, or instead of your thighs being on your triceps, it's going to be a straight with your triceps. So it's going to be your knees right onto your triceps. This is what it looks like from the side. You want to round your upper back as much as possible. That will make it a lot easier. And it's basically the same thing. You want to lift yourself up, grip the parallettes, and then, like I said before, it's more of just a balance act. Because once you're here, you can just lift your head back to make yourself more straight, or you can lean forward more to make yourself basically lean forward, I guess. It totally depends up to you, but this is essentially it. And that's crow pose. Let's see, do I have any tips for crow pose? I would think about crow pose as a whole function of kind of like a knee raise, like a hanging knee raise, where you're just kind of squeezing in your knees as much as possible to engage your core and just like squeeze the shit out of your core, basically. And you really want to engage your arms too, right? Like arms and fingers especially, because your fingers are what's going to keep you from not basically falling on your head. And it's okay if you do. I would probably put like a pillow like right in front of your head once you're trying it, just in case. But once you get over the fear of just like, you know, tipping over a little bit, you'll probably learn. Your body will just get used to it. And you should be good from there. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. And I don't know, maybe once you learn crow pose, you can do a bunch more other stuff. So let's say you learn crow pose, you can start doing harder variations like the standing crow or the full crow. And this is where you just straighten out your arms as much as possible. And then there's other things too, like kicking crow, where you can take off one leg and just balance yourself. And these are pretty hard, but I've been doing this for a while, so it feels a lot easier to me now. Whew. Okay, thanks for watching.